So you and your friend are going hiking, but start at different locations. All right, there's a little map there that says a trailhead. Here's you, here's your friend. You start at the trailhead and walk 5 miles per hour. Okay, so you're walking 5 miles per hour. That should be a good hint that that is some kind of rate or a slope. Okay, your friend starts his walk 3 miles from the trailhead, so he's a little bit ahead of you. Right, so he's 3 miles ahead of you or from the trailhead, and walks at 3 miles per hour. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to let x equal the hours, and y is the distance. All right, so right now, distance from the trailhead. Okay, so right now, if you talk about you start the trailhead, so you're at point 0, and you're walking 5 miles per hour, so you got y equals 5 times x. Your friend starts 3 miles from the trailhead, so he's 3 miles ahead of you, but walks at 3 miles per hour. So his distance is represented by y equals 3x plus 3. And those are the two equations there. And then the question says, you and your friend says that after an hour hiking, you will both be at the same location on the trailhead. This is true. Whatever it asks you for, if it says to graph or use substitution or use elimination, you could ignore what it tells you to use. These are all the applications. You know all the mechanics at this point. Use whatever technique you want. Okay. So I have y equals 5x and y equals 3x plus 3. I'm going to go with substitution on this one. When will the two distances equal each other? When will 5x equal the 3x plus 3? Subtract 3x from both sides. And I get 2x equals 3, divided by 2, and x is equal to 1.5 hours. So your friend claims that after an hour or 1 hour, you guys will be at the same distance, and that's not true. It's not going to be until 1.5 hours that you guys are at the same distance here. So here's another question. A company that offers tubing trips down a river rents tubes for a person to use and cooler tubes to carry food and water. So you can rent tubes that people go on and then cooler tubes. Okay. The group spends $270 to rent a total of 15 tubes. So it doesn't tell you what kind of tubes, just 15 tubes. So it could be both. Right. Write a system of linear equations. All right. So first I'm going to define some variables here. I'll use x and y for whatever reason. So I'll let x equal the number of person tubes. And I'll let y equal the number of cooler tubes. So my first equation I can come up, I used a total of 15 tubes. So 15 tubes is made up of x person tubes plus y cooler tubes will give me a total of 15 tubes. I have another total of 270, which kind of go to this picture here to recognize where you get the other numbers from. And right in there, it tells you how much the cost for a person tube is and how much the cost for a cooler tube is. So in order to get this total of $270, what is that made up of? Well, it's $20 per person tube. How many person tubes do I have? X. And it's $12.50 for every cooler tube. How many cooler tubes do I have? Y. And now I have the equation 20x plus 12.5y equals 270. All right, and the question saying how many of each tube does this group rent? And you can use whatever technique you want here to solve this out. I have these both in standard form. I'm going to go with elimination here. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this first equation by, I'm going to just multiply by negative 20 to eliminate my x value here. So this will be negative 20x minus 20y equals negative 300 after I multiply that whole top equation by negative 20. So continuing, my x's will eliminate now because I have a positive 20x and a negative 20x. I have a 1250 minus 20, I get a negative 750 here. Y, be careful, okay, equals positive 270 and negative 300 gives me a negative 30. And then I have 30 divided by, or negative 30 divided by negative 7.5 on both sides. And y is equal to 4. What does y represent? Y is my Cooler tube. So I have 4 Cooler tubes. And how many? I have 15 total tubes, 4 Cooler tubes. So I have x plus 4 Cooler tubes equals 15 total tubes. So x is equal to 11 person tubes. So 11 person tubes, 4 Cooler tubes gives me 15 total tubes. If I plug in the 4 and 11 for x and y, it should also give me a total of 270 as well. So a math test is worth 100 points and it has 38 problems. Alright, so there's two totals that's given me here, right? It's 100 points and 38 problems. Okay, so I was given two totals here, and I'm already starting to think, well, what equations give me totals? Standard form gives me totals. Let's see what it comes up with. It says each problem is worth either 5 points or 2 points. How many problems of each point value are on the test? Okay, so I have two types of problems, 5-point problems and 2-point problems. So I'm going to let x equal the number of 5-point problems. And I'm going to let y equal the number of 3-point problems. And how many problems do we have altogether? 38 problems. Therefore, my first equation, x is the number of 5-point problems, plus y, the number of 3-point problems, should give me a total of 38 problems. Correction there, not 3-point, but 2-point problems. Sorry about that. So 5-point problems and 2-point problems, but a total of 38. So x being the number of 5-point, y being the number of 2-point problems, total of 38. And 100 points is the total, so how do you get those 100 points? Well, 5-point problems times the number of 5-point questions I have, plus 2-point problems times the number of 2-point questions I have, will equal a total of 100 points. Both equations are in standard form. I'm going to go with elimination here. I'll eliminate my y's this time. I'll multiply everything by negative 2. So this will give me negative 2x minus 2y, and 38 times 2 is negative 76. 5x minus 2x, 3x, negative 2y and positive 2y. See you later. And then 100 minus 76 is equal to 24. Divide both sides by 3. X is equal to 8. So there's 8 5-point problems on the test. And 2-point problems, well, x plus y equals 38. Now I know what x is. X is now 8, so 8 plus y is equal to 38. Subtract 8 from both sides, and you get y is equal to 30. So there's 30 2-point problems on the test.